Now, I made a video on AI taking away 50% of its jobs. I'll link it. On YouTube, you have a lot of preppers that do fear porn, and they just make up shit of whatever they find. And then you have people that tell you buy food, stock up on this, stock up on that. I got bad news for you. I don't care how much food you stock up on. I don't care how many fires you light. You're in deep trouble. And your shit hit the fan is about to come full circle around you. If you were working at McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, your job's gone. So even if you've got 2 years of food, how are you going to survive after when AI is taking your job? In Japan, they already have a robot that works at KFC and it does everything from soda to chicken to you name it. There is not one person that works in that building, not one human being. It's one robot. There is a robot that is now traveling through the U.S. that it does for French fry flipping. It was originally designed to flip hamburgers, but apparently it's now being placed in places where they have French fries, and it takes care of all the French fries. They say, well, it's good for the workers because the workers don't get burnt and don't have to be near the fries. They make it sound all good. Yeah, it's good the worker lost his job, and it's coming everywhere. We are going to have rich and poor. That's it. There's going to be nobody else. And they're going to look down on you more than what they do now. You look at Oprah Winfrey. Do you see her over there with her beautiful heart and caring person helping out the people on her island? No. She hired 100 of them just to keep the fire away from her own building. They don't care about you. And it's funny because you, the people, are the ones that put her where she was and gave her all that money from all the television time and everything you did. You know, sometimes when I think about people, I think they have to be the stupidest beings on the planet. I really do. When I see people paying 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 for a Taylor Swift ticket and think she's the greatest thing since sliced bread, I'm just like shaking my head going, why are you people driven that way? But everybody's going to get a wide rude awakening that's coming down. They say, I did a search and they say that by 2030, and this is the World Economic Forum, they've estimated that artificial intelligence will replace some 85 million jobs by the year 2025. They don't know. And it's going to be way more than that. There's a company in Poland that has released an AI that is actually the CEO of the company. And they're slowly training it to do what it needs to do. Because it doesn't judge. It doesn't like one person over the other person. It doesn't say, hey, you got too many tattoos. I don't like you. No, it doesn't do that. It does its job. And CEOs make a lot of money. Well, you cut the CEO, I mean, there's CEOs that make friggin' 50 million, 100 million a year. That just saved the company a lot of money. And this is what this all revolves around. It revolves around money. They have it set up to where even doctors have, I don't think it's going to happen for them in 10 years. It's going to take some time. But there are surgical procedures to where you can have 40 patients around the world in different sections, and an actual specialist works on one person, and all the other people are operated on at the same time. Now, that's pretty impressive because we have a shortage of specialists when it comes to those type of doctors, right? So let's put this into perspective, all right? Let's put it on the truck driver. Let's put it on the guy that's working at McDonald's. Let's put it on the person that when they go to school, they're not very good at writing tests. They're not very good at the reading. They're not very good at the memorizing. They're not very good at coming out at the end looking great. These are the people that usually don't go on to college, is what ends up happening. What should these people be doing? Because these are going to be the poor. These are going to be the ones that are homeless. These are going to be the ones that live in the wilderness, on the street, and probably go into doing drugs, and then their lives will go downhill because they're depressed. Don't allow the depression to get into you. You need to go for a trade. You need to go to a trade school. You need to learn to become a plumber, an electrician. You need to learn these jobs that require a lot of mental ability to think and judge. The AI cannot judge every situation. An AI could probably do plumbing on one tub, but every tub's different. And that's where the human brain comes into play. You have to climb under houses. Now, it's not the most glamorous job, but it's going to be a job that pays the bills, gives you a mortgage, has a car pay off, and you take vacations and you support your family. Because if you're working at McDonald's right now or you're working at Burger King, I know for a fact that some of these places do offer schooling paid for. Start looking at what programs they're offering and go take a trade. Go find out where the trade school is. Go for a walk in the school. Go figure out what they've got. Get a pamphlet. Study it. Look at it. See if there's something there you might like doing. And whatever you choose to do not drop out. If it takes 2 years, finish it. I don't give a shit if you hate it. Finish it. And then go for something else. Because if you're a prepper, you're prepping your skills. And I'm not talking skills about camping or ferro rod hunting or making friggin' fires, whatever you want to call it. That's not what you're prepping. Unless you're prepping to be homeless. You're prepping your skills. And you're probably going to have to do this every 10 years to make your skills better into something else. This AI is your enemy. And that's all there is to it. You can't stop it. You know, every corporation is going to bring it, and they're going to bring it hard, and they're going to invest in it hard. Your bartenders are going to be robots. Your bathroom cleaners are going to be robots. They've already got them out there. Nobody wants to clean a bathroom. Nobody wants to clean a shitty toilet. Well, that's okay. We'll bring a robot in to do it. The rich like their lavish lifestyle. They don't give a shit about you. You look about the train wreck that has poison all over the place, and you got train wrecks happening everywhere. I mean, that is one big elite company, and you don't see Biden saying a word about it. He's been paid off. And that's just what's going on. The American people do not matter anymore. Okay? There's only one thing that matters, and that's you. That's you to yourself, your skills, what you can do. And that's all there is to it. You are at war. And only if you make the right choices will you be the strongest. The strongest survive. And it's not just working out and making big muscles. You need skills. And that's all there is to it. Now, they say that LPNs, healthcare professionals, they're okay because they have to give empathy. Probably for a while, but I've even seen robots come in where they pick up the elderly and move the elderly around, is what I see going on. So I don't see the LPN or them lasting forever. They're probably good for the next 10 years, but the next 20 or 30 years, after I'm dead and gone, I doubt very much. Accountants and bookkeepers, AI is going to take that job in a heartbeat. Salespeople, taxi and truck drivers. Truck drivers will not have a job. Uber, Lyft driver, all these will not be a job. They've already got cars that are driving themselves. There are already companies investing in this. This is coming. Now, if you think a little bit further, okay, what jobs are controlling the elite? If truck drivers go on strike, this country shuts it down. They don't like that. They want that controlled by robots. So that way, the people don't have any power to control that no more. You look at, right now, they've got a union that's striking on cars. Sooner or later, you're not going to need people to make a car. And everybody knows that. Any job that requires millions of people that can shut down a country is no longer going to be there. And that's going to put the elites in a lot better place of controlling people. You think UPS, your mail delivery, all that will be gone. Now, these jobs right now, they all pay well. What you should be thinking about if you're in your 30s or 40s, you should be thinking about, okay, I'm glad I'm making this type of money. What am I going to invest this money in? What skills am I going to upgrade in me? So I'm not sitting there when the AI takes my job and my ass is hanging out in the wind and basically I'm fucked. That's what you should be thinking. If you're deciding at 20 years old, I'm going to go drive truck, you're not driving truck to make that a career. That is temporary. You are driving truck because it makes 100 grand a year. You want to bank some money, you want to put it away, and you want to be ready for when you have to train. So you can live for 5 years. So when you're working and you're making that money, you're not spending it on food. You're not spending it on tents. You're not spending it on supplies like all these preppers are telling you. You're banking is what you're doing. You're making sure you got $200,000-$300,000 put away to invest in you. And that's the bottom line. And you're going to be doing this every 10, every 15 years as this AI gets stronger and better. Retail services are going to be gone. Proofreaders and translators, that's going to be gone. Security and military personnel, it's not going to be gone completely. Okay, but we don't like it when people die. It's just something as human beings we don't like much. So if you think about it, when you have a sniper and he knows how to camouflage and everything else, well, you apply that to all the sensors and cameras and everything we got. I mean, they can take out a person a mile away. The country that has the money that can make these robots and make this AI, it's going to be like Star Wars. The poor countries that don't have the money are going to be sacrificing people. And that's going to be the two ways that wars are fought. But the country that can make those robots ain't cheap. So they can only fight for so long until they can start sacrificing people. But those people have now gotten soft. So how that's going to turn out is going to be pretty interesting later. Because you think about it, the poor country, the people have already been used to the death and getting used to it and getting tougher. Where the ones that got the robots are now running out. What are they going to do? Sit down and cry? I don't know. It's definitely going to be quite interesting. Surgical assistants, you're going to find a lot of that to be robots. And remove human error. A lot of times doctors will have human error. Mistakes are made. People die. They cover it up. It's not like we got doctors we can replace so quickly, And AI will speed up the actual research and help the doctor move forward. So AI will work with the doctor. But I'm sure there will be a time when this all takes over by AI, but it's not going to be in my lifetime or somebody that's 20 years old. I mean, you have a long ways to go before AI is going to be taking that over. Now, they've gone on to say, AI can't take a lawyer's job, graphic designers, programmers like myself. I think AI is going to assist programmers to where it's going to build what you need, but the programmer itself is still going to have to understand how things work, or else you can't tell it how to build. So AI is going to come into a lot of different jobs that are going to assist the person. Now, when that happens, you have to be aware that at any time AI can take your job. So it's great that it's assisting you. But you want to be aware that as soon as I see something happening, I want to make sure I got the money sitting in the bank in case I need to upgrade one of my skills again. And that's all there is to it. PR managers, yeah, probably they're okay. Teachers and educators, they're saying they're okay. I don't think they are. When we had the pandemic, we had a lot of kids at home and learning. I really think it's going to get to the point of grade kindergarten to grade 8, they are going to be taught from home. And then go on from there to decide if they go on to high school. Maybe high school will be taught from home too. I mean, it's obvious to see from kindergarten to grade 12 in high school are the hardest times for teenagers. They're the most impressionable. Suicide rates are high. Things like this. They have your crowds. Your and if you're overweight or you're just not part of the A game or the group, then things go bad. I see AI taking care of that situation, and I see an AI actually adapting and looking into the eyes of these kids and being able to predict what's going to come next, whether it be a positive or a negative, is what I see going on. But I really see AI taking over the teachers' jobs. Writers, I see writers where they just talk into a microphone and the AI takes over, does the spell checking, does everything. And then once you're done, let's say you do 10 pages as a writer, you ask the AI to do a deep dive, and then the AI is going to come back and say, well, this paragraph here could be better, this, and this. And then you'll read that over and say, yes, give me that instead. I think their jobs are going to get easier, but I think AI is going to take over a good 90% of it. But I can go on and on where they're trying to predict which jobs are AI protected and which jobs ain't. But one thing's for sure, if you're young in your 20s and your 30s, you really need to start looking at how AI is removing a lot of jobs before your eyes. And you should be concentrating on skills to cover your butt, is what you should be doing. Or you're going to be homeless. And that's all there is to it. If you're 40 years old and you're driving truck, you're going to be on the edge. I mean, if they start bringing them out in the next 5 to 10 years and the trucks are driving themselves, well, now you're going to be in your 50s and you're going to be like, oh, fuck. Hopefully your house is paid off. Hopefully you got all that done. But if you don't, now you're going to be panicking, figuring out, how do I pay this mortgage? And you're not going to do it because there ain't going to be no McDonald's jobs, no Burger King jobs, no Walmart jobs. You're not going to be able to do it. All those jobs that were used in case of emergencies are now gone. So I would say if you're in your 40s driving truck, I would really give it a double take and shake your head and say, maybe you need to actually get a smaller house, then go to school and get some trades, and really reevaluate what you're doing. Now, if you're 55, you're probably good to go because you're probably good for your retirement at 60, 65. You're probably good for that. And if anything, you'll end up suffering a couple of years by the time you move into that position. But anything before 50, no, you're in trouble. And you're in big trouble. And they're not emphasizing this enough on how dangerous this AI is. They're really not. Open your eyes, start doing some research, start doing some Googling, really start to educate yourself on this AI, or it's going to be the death of you. And no roll of toilet paper and no starting a fire with a ferro rod is going to help your ass. And that's all there is to it. This is your shit hit the fan. And it's not the whole world having it happen. Probably a good 40-50% of it. And that's the sad part. Crime will go up a lot because you're going to have a lot more people going hungry. There's things coming that we have no control over. And the elite, the rich, they always do fine. You guys that are on middle income, you guys that are below middle income, you're in trouble. And I mean that. You're in big trouble. Catch you guys on the next one.